All right, well, I'm recording now, so if you want to be recording.
All right, do we need to do Zencaster?
Um,
I don't think it worked last time.
no. We didn't do Zencaster last time.
We didn't?
Yeah.
No.
No.
All right, well, I'm recording on
No,
Audacity
because
now.
I recorded the whole thing.
Oh, okay, well, that's fine. Hey,
In-
that's even better.
Input,
That's even
output.
better.
But like I said, the only difference was that my video is so much smaller than your guys because it's my call.
Dan has problems with people putting out because he's smaller. I understand.
It's
Okay,
true.
Let's continue.
It's very true. They
No,
just
I'm
laugh.
sorry. Dan, please, I'm so sorry. Okay, continue.
You said you were going to bring that up. Anyway,
Hey,
welcome to
hey.
another edition of Why Did Ask For?
Hey!
Brought to you this week by
dun, dun,
my fancy orange plastic cup, which isn't actually Why Did Ask For at all.
But it's the right colors, and that's what really matters.
That's right.
And I've also decided not to do subliminal advertising in this podcast. So let's have a great
That's totally
podcast,
not
everybody.
happening. Anyway, as always, I'm your host, Dan. With me is Tip
Hey, what's going on?
and Pat.
I am the Emperor Siam.
And he's still drinking with his fucking pinky lifted.
It's been a very difficult day, Dan.
You're
Go
a
on.
weird Texan, you know that?
Hey, giddy up.
Like, Tip, he's a good Texan. You, a little weird.
I'm a little bit of a special breed there, Dan.
A little bit, yeah.
Coming in
He's
from the-
that queer side of the steers and queers.
Hey,
Hey,
let's
Pat,
not.
when you were in school, did you
Let's
ride
not
the
throw out
short
weird,
bus
like-
or the long bus?
You know what? I've always wondered what the short bus was like. I felt it was more comfortable, and you got more time with your friends. So don't knock the short bus until you tried it.
Oh. That's good.
That's terrible. That's a bad way to start this podcast. You realize I know?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, is it though?
It is.
Okay.
You know, I just realized something the other day. If we include the weeks that we were not Why Did Ask For,
Mhm.
you and I, Pat, have been doing podcasting for 45 weeks,
Oh my goodness, is that right?
right?
Yes, that is very odd. I've been doing podcasting for way too long.
For we're seven,
Much too long.
we're 7 weeks away from 1 year.
45 weeks. So that divided by 6 is
No idea. I don't
okay,
do math.
Let's say four. We're successfully 4 years old, more or less. I guess that's where we're.
That's
No.
In podcast months and podcast years.
No,
I don't know how that works.
Six
I
release
count a
dates,
month as a
48.
year.
we release
So-
once a week, so we're
Yeah.
still 35 episodes old.
I can't do math.
No shit.
That's why I ride the short bus. I mean, that's not why I ride the short bus. That's terrible. How dare you? Look, buy a cup.
That
Come
was
on.
awful.
Oh.
45.
Awful.
What do you want?
Speaking of cups, where would you buy such a cup, Pat?
I don't know, Dan. Frankly, as long as I don't pee in it, I think I'll be okay.
Wow. Wow. Missed
Called
opportunity.
to last podcast.
Missed opportunity right there.
Wait, what did I do?
I was trying to get you to plug the store, you
that's-
jackass.
That's what of how you said you peed in the cup when you were in hockey last week. I'm so sorry. Okay,
No,
wait.
you
wait a
pointed
minute.
at the cup, and I said, "Where
Wait
would
a
you
minute.
get one of those?"
Wait a minute. Okay. If you're looking for a brilliant way to impress all your coworkers and show them that you're individual, unique, and original, you're going to want to purchase a Why Did Ask For mug from Society6/Why Did Ask For.
Wow, not even close. Society6.com/Why Did Ask For.
You're going to get there one way or the other, but if you really want this mug, that's the way to get it.
Why did Ask For? I set him up, and Pat walks the other way.
It's just like when Pat plays sports.
I don't do sports. I can't sports, everybody. I'm sorry.
He doesn't sports. He
I don't
plays
sports.
tuba.
I do play tuba. But I love Vikings. Vikings is good.
Yeah.
That teddy bear.
I mean, I guess if you're a football fan, I can't shit on football teams because I don't know football.
Football is good. Football.
I don't football, and not for lack of trying. I've tried watching it. I don't understand it.
Well,
That's
you
what
got
happened
that,
to me.
You got that crazy Canadian football. Fields are narrower.
They're longer too,
Yep.
and we have more downs or something,
And we
Yeah.
which I don't know
And
how that works, but
It's all the players that didn't quite make the grade in the NFL.
that's not true. There's been actually a lot of players recently that I've heard from going from CFL to NFL teams.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, you made it sound, Tip, like if they don't make it, they go to the Canadian League, and it's like, That doesn't make any sense.
Pretty sure it goes that way too.
Yeah.
I-
Or they go Arena League and nobody watches Arena League.
What's Arena League? Is that anything like XFL?
It's
No.
worse. It's played like the field is inside like a hockey arena, so it's half the size,
Oh, okay.
and you can throw the ball like literally across the field, no problem.
Wasn't Tim Tebow trying to get into one of those for a while there? An Arena League?
No, I don't know.
We have the confirmation here. I'm pretty sure he tried out for that because he couldn't get a quarterback job in the NFL because of everything that happened with him. Poor guy.
Aw.
Yeah, so
Poor guy can't make his millions.
Nah.
Fuck off.
No,
You know what?
still makes millions. He's now an announcer for ESPN.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
He went to Troy Aikman.
Isn't like Charles Barkley a fucking announcer for ESPN too though?
No,
Yes.
for TNT. He's for TNT.
Oh, okay.
He's for TNT. Oh, okay. I don't know what I'm talking
I
about.
got you. Now, what I like about the CFL is that at one point in the CFL's history, they allowed two different teams to be named the same thing.
Really?
Rough Riders. There was the Saskatchewan Rough Riders and the Ottawa Rough Riders at the same time in the same league.
So
Did
do
they
they
each
do they ever play each other?
Oh, they did. Yeah,
They
this
did?
was back. I don't remember when, like late '90s, early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there was two Rough Rider teams.
That's got to be an odd. That's got to be an odd audience to have there cheering for the same team.
Rough Riders drop back to pass. Oh, he's sacked by the Rough Riders.
Sacked by the Rough Riders. There's a comedian that does a bit on that. I can't remember his name. Maybe I'll throw a link in somewhere someday
Yeah.
to it. But it was pretty funny. But yeah, I like that. It's like I don't remember.
Here,
which
I'll
team-
throw a link in.
Oh god. I don't remember which team came first, but the other team was definitely like, what do you want to be called? Rough Riders. No. We already have Rough Riders. Rough Riders. It's just. Awful.
So,
Like, how do you allow that in your league?
I don't know, but we're about to lose Pat for the next hour and a half. 'Cause
Uh-oh.
did you watch the Game of Thrones premiere?
Me? Of course I did.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Of course I did. Did Pat watch it? No.
No.
Pat wants to wait until the entire show is finished before he watches it.
It's because I don't see in watching an incomplete product, and I'm not going to read the books. I can't read.
So
We
get
already discussed this
Audible.
at the beginning of the podcast, huh?
Get Audible.
Yes, but I listen to podcasts all the time.
You can
when I'm
have
going to
Roy
work.
Dotrice fucking read it to you.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'll look into that. Here, let me make a little note in my notebook.
I would. I did. We're not
Yeah.
sponsored by Audible, but we'd like to be.
Yep.
But yeah, I got all the books on Audible. I have physical copies right there. But fuck reading when somebody else can read it to you.
Yeah.
So is this spoilerish?
The,
Should we
I mean,
preempt it?
it's kind of spoilery, I guess, if we're gonna get into it a little bit. We can try and avoid big spoilers, but maybe not.
Well, it really didn't answer any question.
And I was gonna say that too. Like, it wasn't like I find Walking Dead. When they come for a season premiere, it's like it's a huge episode.
Yeah.
Huge things happen just to like suck you back in. I didn't feel that with this at all.
Yeah, this time the only thing that was really game changing was we found out Melisandre was really like 90 years old.
90. Fuck, like 900.
Yeah, and that is something I didn't need to see.
No, I know. I thought, it gets to that scene and she's just standing there, and I went, bet you she's gonna get naked again.
No.
Sure enough, she starts to undo her stuff.
I've lost
and I'm like,
Dan.
What?
I lost your audio there for a second.
Oh, it's okay. It's still good on my end. So she gets undressed. I'm like, oh yeah, there they are again. We've
Yeah.
seen those. Nice looking body on that woman.
I
But
like
then when she
those.
takes the necklace off,
Then I didn't like them.
and it cuts to like a side view of the camera looking at the mirror, I was like, uh-oh, what? And then it pans to her and I was like, oh god, no.
Yeah, it was definitely an uh-oh moment.
That was awful. I think
And-
the only other big moment in that episode was Brienne when she finds Sansa.
Yeah, that was a big moment. The biggest moment, though, was we found out seeing a beautiful woman naked for the first time is one of the 5 best things in the world.
What?
When she got taken to that call,
I'm gonna let you dig in.
Darius.
Daenerys, yeah.
Yeah, she got taken to the call, and
Yeah.
he was talking to her. He's like, "Oh, I make love to you." Blah blah
Oh,
blah.
so
Then he-
hang on. Before you go on with that, so that particular scene, from the time she's walking beside the other people all the way up through that, I have no idea what was said, because I don't own HBO.
Oh.
So I know, lock me up if you want to, but I watched a Russian subtitled version of the show. So all of the Dothraki lines. No, all the Dothraki lines were subtitled in Russian, so I have no idea what was said. So I asked Jesse, the other White Asper member, if he would summarize what was said. And unfortunately, my phone's dead, but I tweeted out his answer. It's like the greatest answer I ever got. And I got the gist of it from what he was saying, but oh my god, I'll see if I can find it. But anyway, go ahead.
Oh, but basically he says he's saying how he's gonna make love to her and everything, and he says seeing a beautiful woman naked is one of the best things in the world. Then it turns in they say all these other things. Okay, it's one of the 5 best things in the world.
Oh. So here's what I got. I asked Jesse. Well, first I asked if there was a link, if anybody knew of a link that had English subtitles, because I was watching the Russian subtitles, and they threw me up some stuff. It's like, cool, I'm gonna rewatch it unless somebody wants to summarize. Jesse goes, what the Dothraki said to her? I said, yeah. He says, dudes on horses, something about fucking her in the ass. Wives of Khal, cut her head off. White women are witches. Khal, nah, son, she cute. Khal, I'm gonna fucks on her. Dragon bitch, nah, you won't.
Yeah?
Dragon bitch, I am Queen Dragonitis, born in a thunderstorm, Queen of Westeros, Egypt, breaker of chains, Harriet Tubman of Essos, Khaleesi of the Grass Sea, blah, blah, blah. And then I said, oh, what about after she said she was with Drogo? Because I thought I heard something about Vase Dothrak, and I know that was, in the books, they describe that as, like, if your Khal dies, you have to go, like, off with the old women. So I said, what about after Khal Drogo? He goes, Khal, oh, word, you Drogo's bitch, huh? Dragon bitch, yeah. Khal, oh, shit, dude, I can't lay some fucks on you. Khal, we have to send you to Khaleesi Widow Summer Camp, though. And then he does this emote. Like, greatest summary I've ever had of anything in my life.
Yeah, that's actually really good. Oh, and everyone's wanting to know what happened to Jon Snow. We can put this to rest. When we left him last season, he was laying bleeding dead in the snow.
Yes.
Now he's laying bleeding dead on a table.
Yes. Confirmed.
So,
still dead.
Yeah.
I was really hoping, like, the first scene would have been just, what is this? God damn it, Pat.
Go on.
I was just gonna say, I was really hoping that they were gonna just get it over and done with and resurrect him right at the beginning.
Yeah. I don't know if maybe they thought they'd lose viewers after that.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know what they did, but
it'll be interesting to see how that comes around.
It was a good episode.
But I mean, like, I don't know. I wouldn't even say it was a good episode. It was okay.
I think any episode where you get to see Daenerys is a good episode.
Well, that's true.
Just gonna.
However, she doesn't get naked anymore, so.
Is that the main purpose for watching Game of Thrones? Is that what everybody tunes in for?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Did we lose Tip?
Tip may be dying.
Tip is dying. Okay, he's dead now. So, tell me, Dan, why is it so, like, big? Why is Game of Thrones such a huge phenomenon right now?
Am I back?
I hear you.
I can hear you. Why is it such a phanomenon? Be honest with you, I don't know.
People just like the idea that
I guess it's another Lord of the Rings, kind of. Like, it's set in that, knights and damsels, but it's like a gritty version of that.
But how does it differ from, like, the typical story of here's a world where there's a bad guy, there's a good guy, and the good guy needs to overcome the bad guy in order to save the princess or whatever.
Because there is no defined one good guy, bad guy.
Okay.
Sand snakes.
Depending on who. Oh, the sand snakes. Yeah, I guess they're bad, but they think they're doing good. But
I was saying they were good 100% of the time.
that's just because you like the chick's rack, and who could blame you?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I want to go back to an earlier one. We talked about female superheroes and how I said I didn't like them.
Right.
I like all the female characters in Game of Thrones. I don't like most female superheroes because, for some reason, comic book writers don't get it right.
That's true.
They're one-dimensional. It's not a good character. It's a shitty character. And it's just not something that I find entertaining.
There we go.
But in Game of Thrones, they're all very well written. They're all their own person, and the characters developed.
Yeah, that's true. But like I was saying, though, it's like the whole show is just like there's no this guy's good, this guy's bad. It's really depending on the viewer. You could find different people to be your favorites or your not favorites, or I think. And that show is probably one of the best at writing characters so well that you legitimately hate them in real life.
Yes, I can say.
Joffrey was a huge one.
Yeah, he was an
But even Daenerys' brother.
Yeah, him too.
He was written in such a way that I was like, I can't wait till this guy dies.
Yeah.
And then when he finally fucking got it, I was like, yes!
I think the only two people you could say are quote-unquote good guys that you would see in other stories as good characters are Jon Snow and Ned Stark.
True.
They're the only ones where, I mean, sure, Jon Snow's had his flaws, but they weren't like, I'm going to go join a cult now flaws.
Are you referring to Arya?
Yes.
That's not a cult. It's the only way that she sees that she can avenge the people who were killed.
Yeah, but like that's still like a flaw. She wants to find this vengeance.
True.
And Ned Stark, his whole thing was just trying to keep the peace. Then Jon Snow, he's trying to protect his people from the White Walkers. That's his main drive.
Yeah.
Everyone else is, I got to get my ass on that throne. Or I got to sleep with my sister to avenge the death of our daughter.
Yeah, that was a weird scene, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, it's just the two of us now. We'll take it all back. No, you won't.
No.
Anyway, enough Game of Thrones.
Yes, I think so. Something I kind of wanted to bring up, I didn't know how gentlemen feel about it, is did you guys see the video of the girl who had her wisdom teeth pulled and her brothers played a trick on her to simulate a zombie apocalypse?
I heard about this.
Yeah, I've only heard about it. I didn't watch it.
Okay, let me try to describe it to you.
So now it's Pat's time to shine.
Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, when it comes to me, it's zombie apocalypse, right? Basically, they had brought her home from getting her wisdom teeth pulled, and of course they get you full of all these kind of drugs and stuff. And she came home kind of loopy. And basically, what happened was that she was brought home by her brothers, and they had a fake radio announcement on the car playing saying, well, we've discovered that there's these people that are starting to attack each other and eat each other, and it seems to be spreading this virus over thing. And she's freaking out, and she's just kind of going crazy, and she's like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. Well, the brothers are like, what should we do? What should we do? And they get her to the house, and they say, okay, well, what should we take? And she goes, go get the weapons or whatever. So they go and they get lawn furniture and brooms and rakes and stuff. She goes, what are you getting the lawn furniture or the lawn stuff for? We have guns. And they're like, oh, no, we got to get that. And she goes, okay, so which animal do we save? Do we save the cat or the dog? She goes, the cat.
That's what I remember from it. Yeah, it was so definitively the cat. Like, it
Yeah,
was
why
the
would-
stupidest fucking question she'd ever
The
been
dog's
asked.
gonna die anyway. And I was like, but personally, I was like, absolutely, you save the cat. Are you kidding me? Come on, yes, absolutely. Anyway, so she got the cat, but then even I guess they called the mom, and the mom was playing in on it too, kind of like, oh yeah, that's all over the news that there's this horrible virus and people are starting to eat each other, and it's like, wow, that's pretty brutal.
That is some dedication right there.
Yeah.
But that is so wonderful. I love how
it's
much,
quite the elaborate fucking scheme for sure.
I love how much planning went into that. I love how much planning went into that. And I try to think, how could they have done it better? The only thing they could have done better, but which probably would have psychologically traumatized her, is like paid somebody to be a zombie and be at the outside of the car and just kind of like try to attack the car or something.
Oh god, that would.
That probably
No.
would have been too much.
No, yeah, it would have just freaked her right the fuck out.
Then they'd be paying therapy costs for the rest of her life.
But you
Yeah.
know, I read a lot of comments on that video, and a lot of people were making the argument that for someone who had just who's under all that anesthesia and all that stuff, she was surprisingly well together. I mean, she could make decisions.
Well, I
and-
think what it is, because it's like the Twilight drug that they give you, right? Like
yes,
you're aware it's happening, but it just doesn't phase you, sort of thing. So
you're
I
not
think,
processing new memories or anything.
Exactly. So, like your rational thought, I guess, overtakes everything else.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no like, oh, cat or dog. It's just like, fucking cat.
Yeah.
Get the weapons, get the cat, get the fuck out.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah,
there's
it-
nothing else clouding your mind that would normally you'd have a back and forth with yourself about, or make things harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it made me think of a very interesting question. Is it like, okay, for Tip, it'd be very easy because it's just him. So I'd be like, oh crap, I got to survive. But Dan, you got a wife, you got the
Dead
kid,
in an hour.
got the 2 kids. Yeah, me, that's me. No, Tip, you're fine. But what do you do? News report, you look outside the window, there's people walking, there's zombies everywhere. What does Dan do in that situation?
Kiss my ass goodbye.
Seriously?
If the streets are already crawling,
You don't get the old hockey stick and try to take them down, eh?
No, I don't have any weapons.
Oh, really? Okay.
He lives in Canada.
We're
Pat.
Canadian, man. We don't have weapons.
No, but I mean, do you
I mean, it's not
No,
like
like-
Texas.
What I'm
I
saying
have-
is, if you're saying I look outside and there's zombies all over the fucking place already,
uh-huh.
there's no saving.
Okay,
man.
let's
Screw
say
it.
you see like a small kerfuffle. Kerfuffle's a word, by the way. And you see a small group of people, and in the midst of them, you see them all fighting off like this one zombie here. What do you do at that point? Do you go to try to help them? And you're like, okay, well now there's clearly zombies happening. I gotta do something here as a
Oh,
I don't know.
so if it's at the beginning of the breakout and there's not
Yes.
zombies everywhere,
Yes.
I pack everybody in the fucking car and I go to my parents.
Okay, there you go. And kind of like border down the place and
Yeah, because I go back to my hometown, right? I basically go down to my grandparents' farm.
okay, good call.
That's
that worked.
exactly where I'd go.
Walking
you
Dead
can-
season 2. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you can
Get him out of the water hole.
You can barricade it better. I know the ground's fertile to grow food. It's just a no-brainer. That's
Yeah, and that's
exactly where I would go.
That's an age-old question because I mean, I remember I was thinking, what the hell did I do? And the only answer we can come up with here, I don't want to say in America, but in at least where I'm at, is go try to hide in a Costco or go try to hide in a Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, that's probably like the worst place to go because that's where everybody's gonna go.
Well, there are already zombies there, anyways.
Yeah,
It's true.
a good point.
Welcome to Walmart.
Goes to St. Walton.
Ah!
No, I don't have a plan if something like that happens.
I think your
Much
best
like-
bet is just you just board up everything you can and hope for the best. You know,
Well,
or
I
like
gro-
Dan says,
I grocery shop 1 week at a time, and I just buy enough food for 1 week.
uh-huh.
And so if I gotta survive for a long period of time, I'm dead
Especially
after a week and 2 days.
especially if when he finds out, he's like, "Shit, tomorrow's grocery day."
Yeah.
That would suck, right? That would be my luck. Is the zombie apocalypse would happen the day before we go groceries. The day before.
I'm fucking out of everything.
I open my cabinet. I got macaroni and tuna.
You know, and I always have like a distaste for the way they portray the zombie apocalypse scenario, it's always everybody's helpless. The military failed immediately. It's always that. The military always failed immediately. How? I'm not even sure. But I feel like if a zombie outbreak happened, it would happen so quickly because there's so many competent. It'd be over like this because everybody's ready for it. They'd be like,
there was something, I don't remember if it was on Twitter, if it was on the news or something. It might have been on Twitter. Anyway, it was like, if a zombie apocalypse happened, it wouldn't be an apocalypse. It would last like, I think they said like maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Before
absolutely.
It was eradicated or irradiated or whatever.
I don't know if you guys ever read World War Z.
No.
April did. And I kind of got the gist of it.
In that one, the way the zombie apocalypse started was everyone thought they were just sick.
Mm-hmm.
So they went about it as trying to control a disease, kind of like we went about trying to control Ebola.
Okay.
And that's how it spread so fast. Is they said, "Oh, it's a disease. We got to take care of it like it's a disease. Try to find a cure." And it's like, "Oh fuck, they're eating us. It's not a disease."
At what point? So the scientists are trying to figure this shit out. At what point in the process do they go, "Fuck, it's not gonna work"? Is it like after the zombie's already chewing on his leg, or well before that?
Well, like the apocalypse theoretically starts in China. So, by the time that they go and they figure out one guy's got it in one village, they try
Why
to
does it theoretically start in China, though? That's like the worst place for it to start.
Because that's where the book put it, because that's where the most people are. There's 1 billion of them.
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense.
So by the time it got to the point where they said, "Hey, we got to put a lid on this," it had already spread to all these other little villages they couldn't get to, and it was just like one of those, well, oh fuck.
Well, fuck.
So
that's always been my plan, though. Even though I live, it's an 8-hour drive back to my parents' house, so making it might be difficult. But I figure if I get out early enough, that's the plan. Go to Grandma Grandpa's farm, hole up there.
that's a good plan.
I think that the only real problem is that, okay, people would be able to take out the zombie apocalypse pretty quickly. Fast. But I can see where maybe if, you have a relative that's slowly turning into a zombie and you know it, and you're like, oh, crap, well, I can't.
Fuck that.
I can't
Dead.
I can't off Grandma here. She's,
I
going
could.
down. Hey,
I know
Grandma,
that makes me sound like a
Grandma,
terrible
Doucette,
human
please.
being, but listen.
Yeah.
It's actually McLean.
Oh, Grandma McLean.
Yeah. My other grandmother passed away when I was 2, so no issue there. If she comes back, she did. But no, I wouldn't have a problem. Like, if let's say it's, we get dropped in the middle of Walking Dead.
Right.
And one of my family members is turning, kill him.
Yep.
It would be,
I kind of feel like
hard.
I would.
I'm not saying I wouldn't be tore up about it, but do it quickly, get it over with, because you know what's going to happen.
Yep.
Like,
I feel like if I knew that I was turning into a zombie, that I would just be like, you know what? I don't want you to kill me, but I'm going to run into this group of zombies over here, and I'm going to take as many of them as I can with me first, and then you can shoot me. When they start eating me, then shoot me.
From the guy that took a month and a half to change a fucking battery in his smoke detector, he's going to go running into a horde of zombies.
If it were a zombie protector, you better believe that thing would have been changed like that, man.
He is
totally different. Totally different. Fired. Don't worry about it.
priorities. Sometimes I wonder about April's parents' decision to allow Pat to marry their daughter.
I do too. Sometimes I do too.
It's like your run of dad jokes with Bud the other day.
Oh man, we were having a great time this morning. It was so wonderful.
It's the greatest day of my life. And all I could think of was, how would your wife react to that?
Oh, she knows I'm terrible. She knows I'm insane. But the best joke that he told was, why do scuba divers always dive backwards?
Oh yeah.
Because if they dive forwards, they're still in the boat.
It's pretty good, right?
Right? And then here I am.
That one was pretty good. The rest of them were just...
Oh, no.
Did you guys hear about the kidnapping?
Oh.
Yes, they didn't want to wake him up?
No, he woke up. Damn it, Pat.
Well, I mean...
You ruined it.
Sorry.
I'm going home.
Wasn't that one from your niece or something?
My nephew.
Nephew.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a great joke. That's a great joke.
Yeah.
I'm trying to can't think of any dad jokes on the fly.
So hey, I might be a children's author soon.
Really?
Well,
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know. We got like a load of new books for my kid,
Yeah.
and so we're going through them slowly but surely, all the new stories. And I picked up one book, and it was just like a long poem that was illustrated. I was like, I could do that. So I ended up writing this thing like specifically for my daughter,
Yeah.
all about her nighttime ritual, basically from the time I say, hey, it's time to go to bed, until we say goodnight and turn off the light. And then my sister, I sent it to my mom because I was like, hey, what do you think? I wrote this for my daughter. And she was like, wow, that's really good. And I guess she shared it with my sister, who likes to draw.
Mm-hmm.
And then my sister just texted me today, and she was like, hey, what's your address? I'm like, well, first of all, you should know this, but whatever. Here it is. Why? She's like, I'm sending you something. I'm like, what are you sending me? She's like, oh, I illustrated for your poem thing. And I'm like, what? So I'll see how that turns out when it shows up in the mail. And yeah.
You never know, man. You never know.
So
These kids nowadays, they...
On the other side of that, I tried to write one for my son, and I thought, if this were to ever turn into a book in any way, shape, or form.
Is it called Ethan, you asshole?
I'd have an easier time writing that. No. I thought, what the hell did I call it? Something for a princess or something. Goodnight Princess is what I called it.
Mhm.
So the one for my daughter. So then I thought, well, if I was going to write one for my son, he goes through the exact same sleep process. So that wouldn't make any sense, because it's the same friggin' story. I just changed princess with prince. And so I tried to write one from like...
So what you're saying is you would have written a Simpsons episode.
Yeah. But what I tried to do is write something for him that was like from the time he woke up until a certain point in the day or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I got nothing. I wrote this thing for my daughter in like 10 minutes. Just sitting on the couch after she went to bed, just hammered it out on my phone. Tried to write something for my kid, or for my son. It's been like 2 weeks. Nothing.
Got it. I got it. Good morning, Prince. Good morning, Prince. The bag of milk is empty. Close the door.
Don't open the trash lid. It's only cat food.
It's a sad day for Canada.
Don't put CPS on speed dial. The end.
Actually, I was talking to my grandma about it,
Just kidding, buddy.
and I'm really jealous of Canada right now.
Why?
Well, you guys
Yeah.
got that Prime Minister Trudeau.
Right.
Trudeau. What do we have going for us? Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump? We're fucked.
It's true.
Oh, we're fine. It's all fine.
Very nice,
You ever seen
Pat.
that meme of the guy with the house burning down around him, and he's like, "This is fine."
It's
exactly
all
what-
fine.
All of America feels like right now. Like we're clearly. I mean, at least I'd hope this. The majority of America is saying clearly we're not voting for this idiot. Something really bad is happening in this country.
So
right
the
now.
rain just started.
Did we mention that Tip might blow away at some point?
That's why his video is having such a hard time right now.
That's true.
Give me 1 second. I want to go look because I think hail too.
Oh. I think I just heard that. Interesting.
If all of a sudden we hear Tip screaming bloody murder, then just have that technical difficulties thing come up where he's at. Like, don't worry, folks, he'll be right back.
He'll be right back.
Yeah.
Well, I did tell... So before we started
Okay.
recording...
Wait. No hail yet, but I'm gonna take my laptop over to show you guys. Walking through my house.
Did you see his footage, guys?
Yeah.
Again? Okay, good. I can't on mine.
Oh, no, I can see it.
Okay, good.
Wait. We're going
He's opening
outside.
the blinds. Oh, no. We're taking a field trip with Tip? Oh, my God.
Oh, I'm gonna pretend to react to it.
Walking back in.
That's really loud.
This is why you should be watching our video version of the podcast on YouTube, by the way, so you can see Tip's crazy exploits.
And if you're good at GeoGuessr, you can figure out where Tip lives. Have fun.
That's right. Fort Worth. You want?
You know what? I bet you if the zombie apocalypse did happen, the problem would immediately solve itself because it'd be all out there during the typhoon season and during, hurricanes and stuff. They would just die off that way.
True.
The one criticism I've always heard about Walking Dead is that there's no weather. It's always day or night, but there's never rain.
That's because it takes place in Georgia.
Well, I guess that's true.
Or it started in Atlanta. I'm not sure where they are now, but it's all
There's somewhere
in
between Georgia and Washington, right?
I think they're in
No.
Arlington, Virginia.
Are they that far out?
Yeah.
And they didn't encounter any, like elements the
It
entire
rained a
time?
couple episodes, I think.
Yeah, it's rained.
Well, I mean, it may be that, but I mean, there's much worse things than that. There's
doesn't
there's cold
snow in the
snaps.
South.
There's, I mean, I would think one of the things that would take down zombies pretty quick is that they would freeze to death.
That's why. Well, no, because if you watch Game of Thrones, you'll know. White Walkers.
Yeah. And
Oh,
in
yeah,
World
okay,
War
well,
Z, they don't die when they freeze. They just kind of.
They just freeze.
Yeah.
So then
They
when
just
they
freeze.
thaw out, you're fucked.
Well, isn't it in World War Z they kind of like they go to the bottom of the ocean and they get stuck there and then they can't get out or something, or they deteriorate because of the pressure of the ocean?
I don't exactly remember.
I don't
No
I
idea.
don't know for sure. Okay. Right off the catch.
Never watched the movie, never read the book. No idea.
Movie's terrible, by the way.
Is it?
Terrible movie. Brad Pitt, terrible choice. Be in
Yep.
that movie.
Well,
Because it was like, okay, I mean, spoiler if you haven't seen it, but at the very end of the movie, do you care? Do you guys care? Okay.
No.
He gets to the very end of it all, and apparently the answer for everything is if the zombies feel like you're sick, they'll leave you alone. But if you're not sick, then they'll eat you. So what do? They infect the military with like a virus or something, and so they all get kind of sick, and the zombies ignore them, so they can go around mowing down all the zombies. And that's the
Whoa.
big climactic ending, and it's this.
Sometimes the
I'm very dramatic for dramatic effect. Go on.
the best solution is the simplest solution.
yeah.
I like that though. That if you're tired of the zombie apocalypse because you're sick, you get a sick day. They leave you alone.
Just leave you alone. Oh, he's not feeling
In The
well today.
Walking Dead,
We'll come
all
back
they
and eat
do
him
is,
later.
In The Walking Dead, all they do is wear zombie costumes.
But
No.
at least they have to open up the guts, right?
Yeah, they like soak themselves in the guts of the zombies, so they smell like zombies.
And that
Yeah.
kind of makes
And they
sense.
they have to move like zombies as well.
Yeah,
If they move too quick, the zombies will notice them.
that's right.
So that
Just like at Walmart.
that's a little more realistic.
I agree.
I mean, realistic. We're talking about zombies. It'll never fucking happen. But
Never say never, kid.
it'll never happen.
What if we don't get our future generations prepared for zombies, and that's when zombies happen? And it's our
Fuck them.
fault?
I'll be dead. I don't care. Holy shit.
What if you came back as a zombie?
I just saw. There it is.
Oh,
I just
crap.
saw behind Tip. It just lit up.
Yeah.
That was
This is getting a
badass.
little this is getting a little hairy.
So
I'm
like
not
I
gonna lie.
said before we started recording, so we weren't sure if we were gonna get to record tonight because Tip was saying, "Look, we're expecting some bad weather," and I said, "That's okay. If you die, we'll just replace you and we'll record again later."
Mhm.
And it's still the plan. So
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I
that'd be fun.
promptly, once the weather started, took everything outside.
yeah.
Look at this, guys.
Let me take this electronic device out into the rain.
Well, here's how it is. Earlier today, everyone's been talking about this all day at work and everything. So I checked my weather alert, and I didn't get one tornado watch warning. I got two, a minute apart.
Nice.
So I took a picture and I sent it to everybody, and it's like tornado watch. Hey, Lake Worth is flooding. Oh, and there's a high pollen count, guys.
And that's the worst
Oh,
part.
and by the way, allergies on high alert today.
Allergies, terrible.
So real quick, just want to throw this in here. Rest in peace, Prince. Moving on.
Oh, why you do this? Why you do this?
Because I
he
don't
was
wanna-
from.
I don't wanna
Okay, I don't want to
dwell
get into
on-
it too much.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm just gonna say something. Let it go. He was from Minnesota. Purple
He
Rain.
was from Minnesota, and he's a crazy fuck who wanted a camel in Minnesota. We've talked about this before.
Yes.
Okay, I'm done. That's all I gotta say.
They already said that the music in his vault should stay in his vault.
And the documentaries.
Oh
too.
yeah, that's right. Because there's like a bunch of shit, like fully produced music videos and shit that no one's
Yeah.
ever seen. Crazy.
Tip. Oh, okay,
What?
I told you that everything happens in threes, right?
Yeah.
And the two ones that we were identifying was Prince and China, right?
Yes.
I didn't know that. I forgot. The third one was the mother from
Everybody Loves
Hates-
Raymond.
Yeah, Everybody Loves Raymond.
Doris Roberts.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, she was the third one. So
Well, she was the first one, technically.
First, yeah.
okay, well, I mean, come on.
Okay, well, we're not going to argue semantics here.
You know, gotta get ready for Zombie Prince. He's on the way.
Zombie Prince.
He's the expired.
We're driving up at a little.
I was
red.
gonna say, I was gonna bring that up. Was that you that posted that?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
Fresh Prince and Expired Prince.
So bad.
It was so funny though. Just
Well, there's that
too
one
soon.
meme that was too soon. That was the king size bed, the queen size bed, and then the prince size bed, and it was a coffin.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
I never saw that one. I like
tip
it.
for introducing that. Bad tip.
Yeah. Well. Anyway, shit happens. People die every day.
Yep.
Okay.
And we
So-
can try or get on with our lives.
Are we like doing anything special in the next little while, or?
In the next little while, what do you mean by that? Like in the next couple of months?
Well, in the next couple months, I hope we got shit coming out.
Oh yeah, that we do. We got some. We all took a laxative, so I'm sure that's going to happen pretty soon.
Let's see.
Speaking of laxative, I don't know why.
Relax.
When I was 4, I think. Apparently X-Lax used to come in the form of a chocolate bar.
Oh, it still does.
Oh, does it?
I can.
So
Yeah.
when I was 4, I ate like a whole one.
Oh, ouch. Okay.
I have a similar story to that.
That's it. I don't remember what happened because I was 4. I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure I know how that story ended.
But
now.
my dad used, from then on, like every time I'd screw up, my dad would be like, he would call me X-Lax.
Yeah.
So he'd be like, smooth move, X-Lax. And I'm like, what? And he's like, ain't you the shits. Like, you're
So I have a
funny.
similar story to that. When my great grandmother was still alive, towards the end of her life, she would send us to the store for her. Like I would go, my grandma would go, her nurse would go,
Right.
and she'd make us a list. And the list would always be different for everybody, except on every list was X-Lax.
Okay.
So we were all buying her X-Lax, and we'd all go like within days of each other, and she'd always be out. So finally, she overdosed on it. Like she
You
just
can
had
do
so.
that?
Yes,
I guess so.
she dehydrated herself and went to the hospital.
Oh,
They
okay.
asked her, well, how much of this did you take? She's like, well, I eat 1 bar a day. It's kind of like, Jesus
So
Christ.
she had no idea what it was?
I
You're like, hey,
don't-
it's pretty good. Gotta eat this.
I at that point in her life, she was a little bit out of it, but
Oh.
Oh.
No, I'm just curious if she just didn't know and she just thought it was just a chocolate bar.
Poor
she
grandma.
may have.
So for
I
those
don't
of
know.
you who don't know, X-Lax is something that helps you when
The
you're
train leave the
constipated.
station.
Yeah. Helps with
Yeah.
constipation.
Yep.
When I was a kid, it wasn't. I didn't have. There weren't chocolate bars, but there was this thing called flaxseed. That was really. It's really good, and they're so really good for you apparently. But it helps the digestion go on. And when I was a kid, my I don't forget why somebody was having some problems, but we had made a bunch of cookies out of flaxseed, and I came downstairs. I was like, "Hey, there's cookies! This is great!" So, and I used to be the type that was like, I didn't want people to know how many cookies I got, so I'd get like 5 or 6 of them, and I'd just steal them and run away. And then, well, I found out that they weren't really cookies, and my parents found out that I had stolen cookies. So.
I preferred to make different kind of cookies, but we won't talk about that here.
Oh yes, of course. I mean Canadian cookies, please. Maple syrup. That's what we're talking about, folks.
Yes.
Fine.
Maple syrup.
Delicious.
God
Delicious.
damn it, Tip's gonna die before we end this. You know that, eh?
So we should probably
Yeah.
end it now, so that way we don't wait. We don't watch it.
Apparently, Pat can't see Tip's video, but
No,
No, but
it's-
I can imagine.
there's flashes going off like crazy.
And to be
I don't
fair,
know if
Dan,
you guys
I
can hear all the thunder.
Oh yeah.
yes. But to be fair, Dan, I can tell you that Tip's been through a lot worse, so I'm pretty sure he's fine.
Yeah, God doesn't want me yet.
He kept this cat on this earth for 23 years. He's going to keep Tip for.
God's sitting up
probably-
there. He's like, "Oh no, it's getting close this time. How do we get him out of this?"
Like, Tip's gonna luck into 125 years of life. Gonna just go.
That's-
No, we don't want him yet. But it's been 100 years, God. We don't want him.
Oh, poor Tip.
You might be immortal, buddy.
Yeah, who knows?
That would
It's like
happen.
that. It's like that meme for Bad Luck Brian. Ask God not to die a virgin, granted immortality.
That's
That's awful. Well, I think we should end on that note.
I think that's a good one.
So, as always, I want to thank everybody for joining us. Don't forget to give us a follow on Twitter at Why Did Ask For, at Why Did Dan, at Why Did
At White Tip.
at Celtic Horn. Oh, and
I have to Celtic Corn for contractual reasons. Please forgive me.
kind of a loser, but go buy yourself some Why Did Ask For merch. Society6.com/Why Did Ask For.
You need to clean your cup. You got a little.
And
box
if you're
here.
listening to this on iTunes, please go look at our ugly faces on YouTube.
Yeah. It may be the last time you see mine.
It may be.
That's okay.
If Tip's not here next week, you'll know what happened.
We'll replace you.
So, again, thanks for everybody for showing up and all that fun stuff. And we will see you next time. Hopefully we made you ask what I did ask for.
Why did end? Bye, Tip.
Bye.
This time, I'm not going to hang up.